Are the Denver Broncos gearing up for a blockbuster move at wide receiver? Let's talk about it. There's growing buzz around the league. Names are swirling, trade rumors are heating up, and some elite receivers could be on the move. Today, we're breaking down which wideouts might actually be in play, what it would cost to bring them to Denver, and how they'd fit into Sean Payton's offense. Because let's face it, while Denver crushed the offseason in the trenches and defense, there's still one thing missing: a true game changer at wide receiver. Someone who can take a simple screen pass and turn it into a touchdown. A difference maker who doesn't just follow the playbook, they break it wide open. And right now, a few big names are reportedly frustrated with their situations. One of them, Tyreek Hill. After a surprising trade involving the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins, the internet exploded with speculation. Tyreek posted a cryptic GIF, Will Smith standing in an empty living room, and fans immediately took notice. Is Hill unhappy in Miami? We've seen this coming. His quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, has struggled to stay healthy. And at the end of last season, Tyreek's words sounded more like a farewell than a rally cry. He's still getting paid top dollar, but there's a sense he might want out. And Denver, with its need for speed and explosiveness, could be an intriguing landing spot. So the question is, should the Broncos go all in? We're about to break it all down. Let's be honest, Tyreek Hill is still a freak of nature. Even at 31, he hasn't lost a step. His speed is unreal. His ability to break a game open on a single play, legendary. Father Time hasn't caught him yet, not even close. But here's the dilemma: is he worth the price? The Chiefs proved something when they let him go. They didn't collapse. In fact, they adapted and won. And that raises a real question for Denver. Do you pay massive money for an aging star, even if he's still electric? Tyreek is trending again. His name is everywhere. Broncos fans are dreaming. Could he actually land in Denver? From a pure talent standpoint, Tyreek brings something no one on the Broncos roster currently does, unless Marvin Mims turns into that guy. And honestly, there's been growth. Mims came in as a one-trick deep threat, burning corners with straight-line speed. But last season we saw more: a maturing route tree, better instincts, and signs he could become a real weapon. Still, Tyreek's presence would be game-changing, no doubt. But at 5'10", and with a physical play style that's taken its toll, how long can he hold up? Year after year, those hits add up. If I'm Sean Payton, I'm weighing risk versus reward very carefully here. Yes, he's explosive. Yes, he's unique. But do you mortgage future cap space for a 31-year-old receiver whose best years might be just behind him? The debate continues, and so do the rumors. And now, there's another name being whispered around the league. Now here's a name that should have every Broncos fan buzzing: Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry might be the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL, and now his name is being linked to Denver in real trade chatter. One major NFL site recently listed the Broncos as the number one most logical destination for McLaurin if the Commanders decide to move on. And when you break it down, it makes perfect sense. The Broncos have a deep defensive front, something Washington desperately needs. A package involving Courtland Sutton and perhaps a player like John Franklin Myers, plus a draft pick, that's a deal worth exploring. Why? Because Terry McLaurin isn't just good, he's dangerous. This guy doesn't just make the catch, he explodes after it. He turns 15-yard gains into 60-yard heartbreakers for defenses. He's got the strength of a big-bodied receiver, but the acceleration and vision of a breakaway running back. He reminds you of the late, great Demaryius Thomas, catching a simple screen, making one move, and taking it to the house. Denver hasn't had that kind of weapon since DT's prime. Yes, Courtland Sutton makes tough grabs. He's a reliable red zone target, but McLaurin, he's a game breaker. He brings height, 6 feet 0 inches, elite separation, yards after catch dominance, and the kind of fire that would thrive under Sean Payton's creative system. And here's the truth: Denver's current receiving core is long on potential, but short on explosion. McLaurin would instantly change that. Imagine him lining up in Mile High, catching a quick slant, and you already know the rest. Here's a wild stat: Terry McLaurin and Courtland Sutton are the same age. Both are 29. That might surprise you, because Sutton feels like he's been in Denver forever. And while he's battled through injuries and inconsistency, the question now becomes, could Sutton still have another gear left? If Sutton were given the same number of targets as McLaurin, Could he produce at that same explosive level? There's reason to wonder. Every year he's gotten healthier. Every year he's shown flashes. But can he finally take the next step, becoming a true yards after catch threat and not just a possession receiver? Sean Payton seems to think so. Earlier this offseason, he told Kay Adams that he's more confident in Denver's wide receiver group than most people realize. While national media continues to question it, Payton's staying firm. Maybe he's tired of fans and Twitter trying to force a move he doesn't see as necessary. Still, the rumors haven't stopped, and one name keeps popping up: Chris Olave. Olav was drafted by Payton's former team, the New Orleans Saints, and it's no secret that since Payton's departure, the Saints have been spiraling. Now, there's talk that Olave might be gettable, and if he is, Denver has to make the call. Olave is dynamic, smooth in his routes, explosive after the catch, and he's done it all with subpar quarterback play. Pairing him with a young, hungry quarterback like Bo Nix under Payton's guidance, that could be special. Plus, the Denver-New Orleans pipeline is real. Will Lutz came over, Adam Troutman followed, even Taysom Hill was linked to Denver before his injury. There's a deep connection between these two franchises. If a move for a wide receiver is coming, it needs to happen before training camp. Chemistry matters. Timing matters. And if Bo Nix is going to lead this team, he needs every rep with his guys. Chris Olave might just be that missing piece. If Chris Olave were to land in Denver, Bo Nix would instantly become the best quarterback he's ever played with. What Olav's done with Derek Carr, and before that, a carousel of shaky quarterbacks, is already impressive. But there's one major concern surrounding him: a concerning history of concussions. And in today's game, that's something every team has to take seriously. Still, Olave brings exactly what Denver's been missing: a wideout who not only climbs the ladder to make tough catches, but also creates chaos after the catch. That's the one trait this receiver room lacks: raw playmaking. But here's the twist: Sean Payton doesn't build his offense around that kind of chaos. Payton's not relying on miracle plays or 70-yard screen pass touchdowns. He's a master strategist. He dials up 15-yard plays on purpose. He plans 7-yard gains on 3rd and 6. He believes in control, precision, execution, and he does it better than almost anyone in the league. If you're looking for fireworks on every down, Payton's method might not be flashy, but it's brutal for opposing defenses. Bo Nix, he's the perfect fit for that system. Last year, he was one of the most efficient red zone quarterbacks in college football. That matters, because Payton's system is built to move the chains, wear you down, and strike when it counts. He doesn't need a human highlight reel. He needs a quarterback who understands rhythm, timing, and trust, and that's exactly what Denver is building. So if you're waiting for a blockbuster receiver trade, it might never come. Not because the Broncos don't want one, but because they've built something bigger, a system designed to win, not just trend on Twitter. And while that may not light up your fantasy football league, it just might light up the AFC West. Here's what's crazy: the Denver Broncos might already be built to win without making a single splash move. This defense, it has the makings of the best unit in the NFL, and the offense, led by Sean Payton's system and a young, poised quarterback in Bo Nix, might be more ready than anyone expects. So now the question is, do the Broncos make a bold trade for Tyreek Hill, Chris Olav, Terry McLaurin, or do they stay the course, maybe even re-sign Courtland Sutton and roll with what they've built from the ground up? Let's hear it, Broncos country. What do you think happens next? Drop your take in the comments. Go all in for a star receiver, or trust the system and the squad we've already got? Either way, football is almost here. Training camp is right around the corner. And yes, our first preseason game is coming July 31st. Lions versus Chargers. We're officially counting down. The dead zone is almost over. The grind is about to begin. Is it September yet? Because Broncos football is coming, and we're ready. Let's ride.